It was supposed to be a calm evening after a long day. A black CEO pulled up to his own mansion, expecting comfort and safety. But instead of being welcomed, he was stopped, questioned, and treated like an intruder by the very guards hired to protect him. Suspicion filled the air. Neighbors peeked through their windows, and tension turned his homecoming into a nightmare. Within minutes, everything would change, careers would end, reputations would shatter, and one decision would echo far beyond the gates. Watch until the end. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. He had built his empire from the ground up. Born into a modest family, he had faced challenges from the very beginning. Limited resources, constant doubt, and the unspoken weight of being a black man trying to rise in a world that often underestimated him. Through determination and brilliance, he became the founder and CEO of a leading tech company, gracing magazine covers and earning international recognition. His mansion in a gated community was more than just property. It was proof of how far he had come. To him, it represented safety, achievement, and the dream realized. That evening, as the sun dipped low and golden light brushed the streets, he drove his luxury car toward the familiar gates. He thought only of rest, but comfort never came. The guards, meant to protect, looked at him with cold suspicion. What should have been routine turned into a humiliating experience. One guard raised his hand, signaling the CEO to stop. Another circled his car, flashlight gleaming across the glass. They demanded identification, their tone sharp, their eyes complete with doubt. He complied, calmly explaining he lived there, but his words seemed meaningless. To them, he was not a respected businessman. He was a suspect. They asked if the car was stolen, if he was lost, or if he was waiting for the real owner. Each question stung. Reopening wounds he thought success had healed. Years of resilience, endless nights building a company, and still, a single glance from these guards reduced him to nothing but suspicion. Whispers spread between them. Backup was called, and soon more patrol cars lit up his driveway. The warm glow of the evening sky gave way to a harsh light under the flashing red and blue lights. His mansion, the symbol of everything he had earned, now looked like the scene of a crime. Neighbors peeked through their curtains, filming with their phones, and murmured their judgments. Inside, his chest tightened. He had been on world stages, spoken before leaders, yet here he was, doubted at the threshold of his own home. He gripped the steering wheel tighter, aware that one wrong move, one misinterpreted action, could escalate into tragedy. The humiliation deepened. He wasn't just battling ignorance, he was staring at the truth that no wealth, no title, no status could shield him from the ugliness of racism. And with every passing second, anger began to replace fear. Something had to change. The moment of danger arrived when he reached for his documents in the glove compartment. One guard stiffened instantly, hand moving toward his holster as tension thickened in the air. For a split second, the CEO's life hung in the balance, not because he had done wrong, but because of how he looked. Then the truth struck. The ID revealed his name, boldly printed: founder, CEO, homeowner. The guards' faces fell, their arrogance dissolving into panic. The driveway, once a scene of suspicion, was now filled with shame. But it was too late. The damage, the humiliation, the fear, the insult had already been done. The next morning, with measured authority, he called the leadership of the security company. The incident was laid out in detail, every insult and humiliation recounted. Within hours, the entire team on duty was dismissed. His decision was not driven by revenge, but by principle. No one, regardless of status, should endure what he had. That evening, as the gates opened smoothly for him, he realized a painful truth. Success doesn't erase prejudice. If a CEO with power and wealth could be reduced to suspicion, what about those without such shields? This was more than a story of one man, it was a reflection of society's deeper wounds. How many more gates must be closed? How many more lives questioned before equality becomes reality? Where are you watching from? Take care.